All right, folks, welcome to this next Adobe Animate video. With this video, I'm going to kind of add on to the previous Animate lesson that we did. So this nesting tutorial, if you have not done that video yet, go ahead and take a look at that first. But I'm going to pull up the file and kind of show you real quick what we did. See if it'll load. There we go. So in this particular video, the biggest focus that we learned, I'm going to zoom out a little bit, was how to nest animation inside of a symbol. So if I click on here, it's a symbol. If I double click, I've got the different layers for the character animated. I bring it into my scene, and then we wound up putting a motion tween on it to make the little bug look like it's moving. So this little video is going to be an add-on to show you parallax motion. And so parallax motion is basically a depth perception thing, especially if you pay attention when you're driving down the road and you're looking out a window and you're looking at the scenery in the distance. The stuff up close, like the fence posts, the power lines that are right up next to the street, those appear to be moving really fast, while everything else, the further you get away, appears to be moving slower. A good example of this is if you've ever seen the Roku screensaver. If you play it, the stuff in the front moves quicker. So the very front little images move faster than the next row, the middle ground. Then the background starts to move a little slower than that. And so we're just going to quickly create that illusion here with our nesting piece. So I'm going to move that out of the way. And what we're going to do for it is we're just going to use our scene here. We're going to create some layers. So I'm going to go ahead. Again, if you have not already gotten to this point, go ahead and do the previous Adobe Animate video first. But then I'm going to go in here in my timeline. If yours does not look like this, just go ahead and go to Window, Workspace, set it to Classic, and then tell it to reset Classic. And then I'm going to go to my timeline and I'm going to hit this little plus sign here to create a new layer. Now, we'll call this foreground. So I just double click on the name and call it foreground. And I'm not going to do anything fancy here for right now. I'm just going to show you how to do this. So I'm going to take my rectangle tool, select it. Over here in the properties, I'm going to set it to I think I'll do like a brownish color, no stroke. And I'm going to go ahead and create a fence post. And then I'm going to create the little slats that go between the fence posts. All right. Then I'm going to select that, do Control C, Control V, and I'm just going to go ahead and line them up. I'm going to select those now, Control C, Control V. Basically, I'm just going through and making myself a nice long fence. And do one more. Actually, I may do a little bit further. So I think I'll grab all of these now. Whoops, did not get that last part. Do Control C, Control V. I'll move it to the end over here. That way, if I zoom out even further, I've got this long fence. Then I'm going to drag a box over all of it to select it all, and I'm going to right click, convert to symbol. I'm going to call this fence. I can leave it as graphic, it's fine. I'm going to do center registration, hit OK. So there's my fence. That's my foreground. Then I'm going to go ahead and create a new layer, bring it down to the bottom, and let's call this middle ground. And I think we may even move the foreground. I'm going to go and move that down as well because the bug is going to be kind of flying in front of it. So we want the bug as the top layer since it's the one that will be kind of flying in front of everything. All right, so I'm going to go to my middle ground layer, and for this, we'll just put some buildings. Maybe I'll make a barn, a real simple barn. So I'm going to grab my rectangle tool again, change the fill color to red. I'm going to draw a red box. It's going to show up as being behind the fence, which is what we want. And then I will go ahead and do the poly star. I'm going to set it to a black. And I'm going to start drawing. Oops. Holy. All right, so we've got our color, and I'm just going to make a roof for it. I'm going to go over here in the properties, change it to number of sides to be 3. And I'm going to go ahead and drag, oops. I'm holding shift to make a perfect triangle. I'm still going to have to rotate it, it looks like. So I'm going to grab my transform tool and rotate that around, and we'll just put that on top. And now we've got this awesome fancy barn. So I'm going to drag a box around it. Oops, do not want to select that. Then I'm going to go ahead and do Control C, Control V. I'll put another one down here. Then just in case, I'll put another one even further down. I don't think we'll need the one all the way over here, but we'll see. Then I'm going to drag a box around. Oops, I'm going to have to get all of it. So drag a box around everything, but then shift click the fence to deselect it. Then I'm going to right click, convert to symbol, and I'm going to call this barns. Hit OK. All right. Last thing we're going to do, we're going to make a background. Now, the blue is the stage that we set in the last one. If you want to change your stage, you just grab your selection tool and click in this background. You can go in here and you can change your shade that you want for the stage. So I'm just going to go back kind of close to what I had previously. Now, I am going to make some rolling hills though. And so what I'll do, go ahead and create another layer. Going to drag it to the bottom. We're going to call this background. Then I think we'll do the pen tool. So I'm going to grab my pen tool, set my stroke. I'll just do, and I like using the stroke color. No, let's keep it even simpler. Let's do the oval tool. It'll work for what we're doing. I'm going to set the fill to a greenish color for the hills. And I'm going to set the stroke to none. And I am just going to go ahead and drag some little hills, one big circle. Doesn't need to be perfect, doesn't matter if it runs off because only the part that's in this rectangle is going to show. So I'm going to select this, Control C, Control V. Line them up, Control V again. Line them up, One more time. Now we are not going to need all this distance for the background because it's going to move the slowest, but doesn't hurt to have it. Then I'm going to drag a box, and actually I'm going to lock my bug layer, middle ground, and my foreground so that I don't accidentally select those. I'm going to drag a box around the whole background, right click, convert to symbol. We'll call it hills. All right. So now we are ready to set up the parallax motion animation. So on the foreground, I'm going to unlock those. I'm going to go to the last frame for the foreground. I'm going to right click, do insert keyframe. And I'm going to slide, holding shift, my fence all the way over to where the end of it now lines up with this side. And then I'm going to right click in this gray area, tell it to create classic tween. So now I've got that moving. I'm going to go to the middle ground on my last frame, right click, insert keyframe. Now this, we don't want it moving as fast. So on this last frame, I'm going to go ahead and move it over just enough to maybe get to this barn, holding shift to, actually, let's get all of this barn into view. There we go. Then I'm going to do create classic tween. Finally, I'm going to go to my background, last frame, insert keyframe, and I'm only going to move it over right now just to see what it looks like for the second hill to arrive. Maybe not even the full second hill. All right, then I'm going to create a classic tween. Now, if I go over here and I hit play, we've created the illusion of parallax motion. Now, obviously, may want to adjust it some as need be to make it look more natural. But that's basically how you can create that illusion using just layers, keyframes, and the tween. Just you have to make sure you turn your objects into symbols. Otherwise, Animate will not let you move them with the classic tween. All right, so if I needed to, if I didn't like the pacing, I could grab the background, my last keyframe. Maybe I want to slow it down some, so I bring it back this way some. Now it's moving slower. Maybe I want the middle one to also slow down, so I bring that one back a little bit. And then it may be the foreground's moving a little too quick for me, for my liking. So I slow that down by moving it. All right, so now I'm going to do a file, save as. We'll call this Parallax tutorial. Hit save. Then I'm going to do a file, export. And I'll just do export movie. I'll choose SWF for right now, and I'll go to my downloads and hit save. Then I'll go pull it up real quick. And of course, my computer is having trouble with that file. So I'm going to go ahead and do file export again. We will do, let's do export video. And then we'll tell it to go from scene 1, frames 1 through 60. H.264 is good. Location, downloads. Hit export. And then let me see if it, oh, it's going to take me through Media Encoder. Okay. We'll let that load, and I'll show you one other way while that's loading. I'll go File, Export, and we'll just go old school. Animated GIF. When it's done processing, the only thing with a GIF is it's limited to an index color system of 256 colors. So it's going to lower the color choices, especially if you put a lot of detail into something. If I hit save, tell it downloads. The media encoder did open. So I'll show you all the two. Here's my GIF. So that's what it looks like. Then here's my video file. The media encoder did finish exporting that as a movie file. So, all right, well, that's where I'm going to end this one off. Just a neat little animation trick you can do to recreate the illusion of if you're moving in a vehicle or something that's moving at a fast pace, how to make the scenery look natural in the background. All right, I'll do one. Well, I don't need to. I will see y'all in the next videos.